Hey, network marketer, let me say something that might sting a little. The biggest reason most networkers fail isn't their upline, isn't their company, or the comp plan. It's because they build their businesses on emotional spikes instead of skill. And every time they do that, they pay something I call the shortcut tax. I'll explain that in a minute, but first, let me tell you about a drive home from Palm Springs. Years ago, my wife and I went to this big company event, music blasting, lights flashing, leaders on stage talking about six figures, freedom, cars, legacy. And I was fired up. You know that feeling, right? You're sitting there thinking, this is it. This is my moment. I'm finally going to win in this business. We get in the car, 3 hour drive back to Los Angeles. It was about 40 minutes in, and the emotion started to fade on me. The music's not there anymore. The stage isn't there anymore. It's just me. And this quiet thought creeping into my head: nothing's changed. No new skills, no new strategy, no new system, just a bunch of motivation. I looked over at my wife. I knew she believed in me. And I remember thinking, how am I going to deliver on everything I've promised her around this network marketing business? That was the moment I realized I wasn't building this thing on competence. I was building it on adrenaline. And adrenaline always comes with a bill called the shortcut tax. Here's what the shortcut tax really is: it's the hidden cost you pay when you try to grow income without growing skill. You get short bursts of hope, confidence, and little bursts of posting like crazy. And then a whole bunch of rejection, silence, embarrassment. That's what I call the chase model in action, right? It's high hustle, it's high rejection, high failure rate. And the industry feeds into this, telling us just share, plug people into the system. You don't need to be good at sales, follow the script. And that sounds comforting. It's also the fastest way to stay average in this industry. And by the way, if you want to dive deeper into the entire what I call attract, don't chase model, we've got a completely free 5-day digital recruiting bootcamp. And it walks you through how to attract the best fit people for your specific MLM product and company, how to create content that pulls them in, how to stop feeling awkward when communicating with prospects, how to begin creating systems that duplicate on your team. I'll put a link in the description and pinned comment so you can check that out. Now, let's talk about greed. Most network marketers don't think they're greedy. They think they're ambitious. They want money and time, more freedom. They want to prove people wrong. They want to stop feeling behind. And that's not evil, of course. But here's the fatal flaw in all of that. When you try to satisfy ambition without upgrading your skill, it turns into desperation disguised as belief. And desperation does leak into everything you do. Your prospects feel it. Your posts ooze with it. Your conversations drown in it. You think you're confident, but underneath it all, there's this urgency. And urgency smells like commission breath. Let me say this plainly. If your entire marketing strategy is, hey, this changed my life, that's not positioning yourself well. It's hope marketing. Hope marketing works for 72 hours. Skill marketing compounds. Here's a few real life examples I can share with you. So let's say you sell weight loss. Stop posting before and after photos with DM me all over the place. Start explaining why people crash at 3 p.m. because of blood sugar instability. If you sell skincare, stop saying revolutionary anti-aging formula all over the place. Start educating on inflammation and dehydration cycles. If you sell financial services, stop screaming generational wealth. Start exposing how most families overpay because they don't understand commission structures. Instead of this probiotic changed my life, try something like, most people taking probiotics don't realize antibiotics, stress, and even poor sleep wipe out good bacteria daily. If you don't fix that cycle, you're in trouble. Instead of, hey, these essential oils are powerful and all natural, try something like, most people reach for medication first because they've never been taught how certain plant compounds interact with the nervous system. Let me explain why lavender actually affects stress physiology. See, now you're leading with authority, not this fake enthusiasm. Instead of, this program melts fat fast, try something like, most people fail at fat loss because they try to outwork a poorly regulated metabolism. Exercise doesn't fix hormonal chaos. Here's what does, and go into that, right? Instead of saying, hey, my hair has never looked so good, try most hair damage isn't about bad products. It's protein imbalance and overprocessing. See, now you're educating, you're not cheerleading at people. Or if you're in travel, instead of saying travel the world for less like everybody else does, just say something like most people overpay for travel because they book emotionally instead of strategically. Here's how pricing structures actually work behind the scenes. See, now you're more credible to your prospects. Learning the skills that allow you to market this way is a difference between chasing attention and attracting trust and attracting people to you. Now, here's where I'm going to be pretty blunt. This industry loves to say it's not selling, it's sharing. No, it's influencing. And influencing is a skill. If someone told you, hey, you don't need skills to become a pilot, you'd laugh at them. Or you don't need skills to become a surgeon, you'd be like, yeah, see you later. But we tell people in network marketing, you don't need skills to build a business. That is insane. If your upline tells you that you don't need to grow these skills, they're avoiding their need to train you properly. They're certainly not protecting your future. Look, you don't need to be charismatic, but you do need to evolve from whoever you were when you started this business. Communication is a skill, positioning is a skill, authority is a skill, emotional regulation through the ups and downs of business is a skill, content creation is a skill. Network marketing is not magic, it's just marketing, and marketing rewards competence. Remember that drive home from Palm Springs I was telling you about? The reason I felt sick to my stomach wasn't because the dream was fake. It was because I hadn't become the kind of man who could carry it to completion. And that's a hard truth. It's hard to admit, right? And it stung, but it set me free when I realized it because I understood that the problem wasn't motivation. It was mastering better skills. And once I did, everything changed. And here's how you can use your greed against itself. If you truly want more money, become the person who deserves more money. There's a principle in scripture, Luke 16:10. It says, whoever is faithful with little will also be faithful with much. And that's not just spiritual advice. That's a leadership standard. If you can't handle 10 customers with integrity, you won't handle 1,000. If you can't communicate clearly to a small audience, you're not going to steward influence when it grows. And if you're cutting corners now, leaning on hype, avoiding skill, chasing emotional spikes, why would more money suddenly make you more disciplined? It won't. The market does not reward desire. It rewards stewardship. So before you pray for expansion, ask yourself, am I faithful with what I already have? That's where real network marketing builders separate themselves from the dabblers. If you truly want freedom, develop the skills that create it. If you truly want respect, stop building your business on hype. Start building it on competence. That's the attract model. It's a model that feels authentic. It's got lower rejection. It's got higher sustainability, a higher success rate. And here's the kicker. The market rewards youthfulness over impressiveness. So take the pressure off yourself and stop trying to look successful. Start trying to be useful. That's how budding leaders are built. Remember, if you treat this like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like a profession, it can pay you like a profession. The shortcut tax is optional. You don't have to keep paying it, but you do need to grow. So if you're ready to stop building on adrenaline, start building on skill, that's exactly what we teach inside something we call the attraction marketing formula. No hype, no rah-rah, no manipulation, real positioning, real belief building, real duplication. I'll put a link to where you can check that out in the description and the pinned comment. Or if you're not ready to invest in new skills yet, pick up our free 5-day digital recruiting bootcamp. It's a video training that teaches you which skills matter most in this new age of AI and online marketing, but specifically for network marketers only. It walks you through how to attract the best fit people for your specific product and company, how to create content that pulls them in using AI shortcuts, and how to begin creating systems that duplicate on your team. Again, I'll put a link to that in the description and pinned comment as well for you to check it out. And if you'd rather watch my review of this entire attraction marketing process, I'll put a link to that video right here. Click right here and I'll see you on that video where I've answered all the questions that need answering about using the attraction marketing formula.